there is life after HIV.
You realize that there is life, that you can continue.
Watu sahi wananikubali, hata sahi tunakula pamoja na watu.
Nyanya naona maisha imebadilika.
Over time, people living with HIV and AIDS have come out to speak openly about the reality of living with the condition. This public disclosure has significantly contributed in reducing stigma and discrimination, besides proving to be a powerful tool in breaking the silence. It has also helped individuals overcome fear and prejudice. In Kenya, statistics show that women are at a much higher risk of becoming infected with HIV and AIDS. This scenario is attributed to a number of factors, key among them being social injustices perpetuated by the patriarchal systems in the society.
For every 5 Kenyans who are infected, 3 of them are women. And women also suffer a lot of injustice because of our patriarchal systems in the community, so that they are not part of the decision-making instruments in the community. And ideally, they have no one to protect them. And that is why the project focused on women and children, because of their vulnerability.
Previously, the fight against HIV and AIDS was for long hampered by many obstacles, including negative traditional beliefs, some of which linked it to witchcraft. Many of these obstacles have since been overcome through communications and outreach programs led by the government and the civil society. One such institution is the Women Fighting AIDS in Kenya, WOFAC. The organization has since 1993 given support to women who have experienced rejection, stigmatization, and discrimination as a result of being affected or infected by HIV and AIDS.
In 1992, I attended a meeting in Amsterdam for HIV-positive women. And this really encouraged me to come up with a group of women in Kenya that would support other HIV-positive women, because I remember the time I was diagnosed, it was more or less a death sentence. So when I attended this conference, it actually encouraged me.
Monique Tondowi, a mother of one, is a living testimony of the unique challenges that people living with and affected by HIV and AIDS have to contend with.
When I came to WOFAC, I found that there is space for me to express myself better. I felt I could talk freely. These are people, you meet other women, you meet other people living with HIV who have not disclosed to someone else. You have this secret and burden you are carrying over and over, and every time the community, your friends, you hear how they talk about people living with HIV, and here you are, you already know your status, you are wondering, are these the right people I should disclose to? So really this was a space where I could be able to express myself, where I could cry and laugh. I mean, I felt like HIV has really destroyed my life, like I have no future anymore. But coming to WOFAC, talking to others, you realize that there is life, that you can continue, that HIV is not the end of the world. And the first thing I realized, actually, what is killing people is silence. And if I start talking, then I think I can be able to help many more.
ACTIONAID International Kenya is involved in a unique project that is supporting women and children who are living with HIV and AIDS or are affected by HIV to live a dignified life. ACTIONAID International Kenya is partnering with WOFAC on a unique initiative in Bumala in Busia County.
This particular project has seen a journey of women and children. Women being able to move from the moment when they know their HIV status, who have been able to overcome stigma as a result of the interventions that this project has undertaken, and they have been able to move on with their lives. They have been able to engage in businesses, they have been able to engage in farming, and also change the attitudes of their community. that HIV/AIDS is not a strange disease. It is a disease like any other. They have been able to overcome that stigma.
The project's key activities include food baskets for child-headed households and old guardians, vocational training for older orphans, and seed fund support for women living with HIV.
This project began because in this region there are a number of cultural practices that are harmful and that increase the risk of HIV infection. We have wife inheritance, the high number of women who are widowed in this particular region, and they have suffered some injustice. Some of them have been disinherited, from their homes after their husbands have died. And then we have a large number of orphans. The program has also put a number of older orphans who find themselves heading their homes on in training, and that means that they have been, they are able to sustain themselves so that they are not relying wholly on what the project is providing.
From the far-flung village of Jera in Nyanza comes an inspiring story of resilience and